Over the world call America home. It makes this a special place to live with so many diverse cultures. Since 1992, the month of May has been set aside to honor the contributions of Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and Native Hawaiians. It's now known as AAPI Month. About 60,000 members of the AAPI community call Charlotte home, and each of them has a story. Kathleen Burkinshaw's mother survived the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. Our Natisha Lance shows us how she is preserving her mother's memory of the event, making sure her story is never forgotten. It's tonight's cover story.
So much was lost with the house. I mean, everything was burned.
Some of our most prized possessions don't have to be touched.
My mom was about 3.
For Kathleen Burkinshaw, it's her family history and memories from her mother growing up in Hiroshima, Japan. August 6, 1945, the atomic bomb exploded over the city, destroying everything in a half-mile radius. Her mother's family lost everything.
And she said as the hair on the back of her neck started to rise, and before she could even think of anything, there was this white, bright light, and then there was this ear-shattering, like popping noise, and the ground was shaking.
Most of Burkinshaw's family in Hiroshima and her mother survived the bombing, but her mother's papa was killed that day. She was 12 years old at the time.
The reason why they died that day is the intense amount of radiation, the intense amount of heat that was there. She lost her hair and she lost her eyebrows. Her hair grew back, her eyebrows never did.
Burkinshaw's mother died about a decade ago, but not before she got a chance to capture her story and turn it into a book for young adults called The Last Cherry Blossom.
I wanted to show people that the children in Japan, like my mom, they loved their family, they loved their friends, they worried what might happen, and they wished for peace.
Over 16 years, Burkinshaw has shared her mother's haunting memories.
It's actually in the front of her home.
And history of the bombing at the UN and with students across the country. Something inspired by her own daughter.
She came home after they finished World War II, and she was very upset. And she said, all I could hear some kids talking about was that mushroom cloud picture and how cool it looked. And that's when she asked me to talk about what happened to her grandma so that they'd know who was under those clouds that day. That's my dad when he was serving in the U.S. Air Force.
Burkinshaw, the daughter of an American service member and a Japanese mother, has struggled with her health over the last 20 or so years. She says doctors tell her it's the result of her mother's radiation exposure from the bomb.
I truly respect that you shared your mother's story with the world.
She says reading letters students send helps her briefly forget about her daily pains, while also taking pride in honoring her mother's legacy.
It takes me a long time to go through them because I read them all and I cry and, and I think of my mom and what she would have thought if she would have seen that. And what they share with me is just so special.
Burkinshaw hopes she can teach young leaders she speaks with about the horrors of nuclear war and remember how it not only changed the lives of the people who lived under that mushroom cloud, but those who came after them too.
That it's a day that families were under that deadly mushroom cloud to emphasize the humanity that was there. It was war, and my mom always said the war was hell for both sides.
Natisha Lance for On Your Side Tonight.
A powerful story. Natisha, thank you.